Hey kiddies, it's Triple Feature Tuesday, and this week, bad things happen to Santa. We are fastly approaching Christmas time, so I hope everybody's gotten their Christmas shopping done at this point. If not, what are you doing wasting time with my video when you should be, out buying things for your loved ones? I'm a little under the weather, so this one hopefully will be a bit quick. Going back to the well for this one, there was a time before I made videos where I just did write-ups for my triple feature ideas, and there are a few of them that I think deserve videos, and so periodically I'll probably be bringing them back. One of them is the Bad Things Happen to Santa Claus. These are 3 movies in which something bad happens to Santa of an order that is, shocking and or disturbing. Our menu is going to include The Santa Claus, Nightmare Before Christmas, and Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. Now we're going to be going in increasing order of horribleness that is visited upon Mr. Kringle, and so we begin with the Santa Claus. Now you may ask, Tom, Santa Claus dies in this movie fairly quickly into the film. How could this be the beginning of your triple feature in which you go from least horrible to most horrible things that happen to Santa Claus? Well, dear viewer, the reason is this. Because Santa Claus dies in the beginning of the film, he doesn't have to be in the rest of the film with Tim Allen. I just hate him. I really don't like him at all, with the very, very narrow exception of providing the voice for Buzz Lightyear. I think Tim Allen is just a remarkably unfunny guy and just really boring in film. And so I really don't like the Santa Claus at all. And so I envy Santa, who was taken out within the first 20 minutes, half hour, and thus creating the situation in which Tim Allen, of all people, becomes the new Santa Claus. Because, why the hell not? Santa Claus. It's just, have you seen this? You've probably seen this movie. It's just boring. It's just, no. Just no. Get it out of the way early, because, Tim Allen and Judge Reinhold, of all people. Which, that's not fair. I have absolutely nothing against Judge Reinhold. It's just, he's Judge Reinhold, come on. But, yeah. Next we have the absolute annual delight that is The Nightmare Before Christmas, the genius combination of Tim Burton, Danny Elfman, and Henry Selick, who never gets enough credit for that film. He's a genius stop-motion animator who was the actual director of The Nightmare Before Christmas. Tim Burton came up with the story and the character and the designs and the aesthetic, of course, the overall plot, with Danny Elfman, because Danny Elfman wrote all the music and the songs, in addition to actually being the singing voice of Jack Skellington, with Chris Sarandon being the speaking voice. But Henry Selick was the head of the nuts and bolts animation of this film. And it's just spectacular. It's just gorgeous to look at. Love it. Love singing along to it. Love everything about it. Santa gets kidnapped at the behest of Mr. Skellington, his royal pumpkin kingness, by Lock, Shock, and Barrel. And Jack had told the kids to just take them, I believe, to his place, or maybe Dr. Finkelstein, or Dr. Finkelstein's. The kids, being jerks, take him to Oogie Boogie to be basically tortured and eventually eaten in snake and spider stew by Mr. Boogie at some point. Happily, Jack comes to his senses and rescues Santa and Christmas after almost ruining it. And pretty much just straight up kills Oogie Boogie? I don't know. Jury's out. Maybe Oogie can pull himself back together, but he just goes in and kicks his ass. But up until that point, Santa's just not having a great time of it at all. But he lives through it, and that's, big win for him. Finally, we have Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, which I'm not going to lie, I've never actually watched outside of the Mystery Science Theater 3000 arena. Santa is kidnapped by Martians who want to introduce Christmas to Mars. And unlike Santa in the Santa Claus, does not, luckily die in the beginning of the film, so he is spared all the indignity. He actually is, there throughout the whole movie. This terrible, mixed up movie. And, the sad thing is, it's not the worst idea for a movie. I like, different planets coming and, wanting to incorporate Earth culture. But the movie's just terrible. And Santa is stuck dealing with the good Martians that are just trying to kidnap him for benevolent reasons, and the bad Martians that are just straight up trying to kill him. But Santa Claus, comes out ahead on the whole thing, sets up a new factory on Mars, and everybody is oh so happy. So even though he has this terrible thing happen, he has helped set up a franchise of Christmas on Mars. So bad things happen to Santa. The Santa Claus, Nightmare Before Christmas, and Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. You go in that order because, well, people like Tim Allen, so I guess I'm in the minority on this. But, Nightmare Before Christmas, great. And then by the time you get to Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, you should be good and drunk, and so be able to handle it. I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas or whatever holiday you celebrate, and tune in next week for the revenge of Santa Claus.